Welcome back, fellow crafters, to the 10th episode of the Minecraft Voltz series. At last, I present to you the finale of Season 1. Now, you may notice that this is the first time I'm starting an episode that is not in the same location as it's always been, which was always my base. Now, this place over here is the new server lobby! Yeah, this is right here, the spawn point that I figured out when I first spawned on the map, and I kind of like this location, so I'll keep this as the spawn point for the multiplayer server. And I left a really nice lobby over here. Took a lot of time working on it, spent some time drawing up a design, but then I scratched it, decided to go with a completely new plan. And although I didn't make it as big as I wanted to at first, it is sufficient enough, and it looks pretty cool, you know. So I've pretty much completed all of the major parts of this map, including this server lobby and the Autobahn. So let's take a final tour of everything that I've built on this map, and we're going to be preparing for Season 2, where I'll introduce some new players as well. So we're going to take this little elevator right over here. This is the elevator to the lobby, although it's just a bunch of ladders. This is the easiest thing that I could come up with instead of using the traditional staircase that I have seen in plenty of the other Minecraft maps. So I just decided to go with a regular ladder like this because it's more efficient, takes up less space, and lets it be more awesome. Oh my gosh, there's an Enderman. Enderman. I did not plan this. Wow, this obsidian sword is strong. It hasn't rained in a while, so I don't see why he should have lost any health. But that's alright, cool. So I've basically got the buggies set up over here for people to get on. Of course, this one's mine because it has 3 storage containers, a total storage space of 54, and these only have like 18, I think. And over here, you may notice 2 chests. I have one with books in English and another one with books in German right over here. So let me just open them up and show you guys a few pages inside. This is basically how I'm going to do the rules. If anything, I will always edit it and add some new books. But this is what it looks like. I've got first page over here, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page, which are the clarifications. And sixth page is just to return the book to the chest, which, just in case if anyone doesn't, I always have copies of the book. And the way you can make copies of the book is place an item frame, in creative mode, of course. Put a book inside of it, and the one that you want to copy. Place several of them, actually. And depending on how many copies you want, that's how many you want to place on the wall. Switch over to survival and just knock them all off and repeat until you have the desired amount of copies. So that is pretty much a really unique way that I figured out how to make it and not brand these books as a copy, but these are all, see, the same books. And of course, over here, I have the same thing in the rule book. I will open them up, and if you guys want, you can pause the video at any time, and you can feel free to read along. I'm just going to go through these as fast as I can, but feel free to pause if you want to. Alright, page 4, page 5, and this one only has 5 pages because I didn't really need to write the clarifications, because I didn't want to rewrite the book, because I wrote this book after I wrote the first book. So, in other words, I still had to do some rough work on it, and I didn't want to rewrite it, so I just did a clarifications page. This one I already knew what I was going to write, so I just wrote everything with proper clarification in the first time. So this is the whole lobby. You can see I've got these cool pyramid style windows. I've got fire over here. I've got plenty of glowstone, ceiling with some quartz and some chiseled stone. Over here is the elevator that leads down to this really nice place that I found. Worked really well, actually, because I was going to turn it into storage space. Whoa, I got just some random noise. Hold on. Let me turn up the volume. There we go. By the way, if you guys don't know, I'm using a Mac, and that is why I can't run a server right now, because this computer is just about the worst for gaming. However, it is pretty good to still set everything up on. So once I get the new computer in, I will be turning this into a server. And over here, of course, I got the food. Really nice restaurant that I... Whoa, I'm stuck. Glitched out there for a second. Okay, so this is the restaurant. Basically, once you spawn, you just come in here, get some food. Feel free to put some cake on, and of course, eat the cake. So this is just a little cool thing that I have. And the elevator leads back to the lobby. And of course, you pick up one of these buggies, and you go ahead and get on your way. So wherever you want to go, you can feel free to go. This is the main road. So of course, if you guys have seen the previous episodes, this road will take you just about anywhere you want it to. And you can feel free to get off at anywhere that you want. So if you guys make a base somewhere like, I don't know, over there, and you want to connect it to this main road, feel free to always add it and just request permission from the administrator, which will be me, and I will be able to grant you permission to destroy a few blocks and add a little ramp. Of course, you don't have to follow this same pattern. This was just my pattern that leads to my base. So if you guys want and you decide to play on the server with me, then you can feel free to make any kind of road you want. However, I don't think you guys are going to be making roads because that takes too long of a time. So let's head on over to my base where I made plenty of new improvements. And because we've taken the Autobahn several times, I'm going to skip this video and I'll resume back when I get there. Okay guys, so I am back in my base, and right now I need to fuel my buggy because I'm only down to 20% of fuel. I had a lot at first, but I had to drive around and take a detour. So I'm going to go ahead and load some fuel in here because I got plenty of fuel in my base. Let's see, do I have it? Okay, there we go. Set it to load fuel. Now I can get out. By the way, guys, you can get out if you are loading fuel. I don't know why it wouldn't let me out last episode, but who cares? Never mind. So you can see I've made a few improvements and changes to the base. Not really much, just added a few laser turrets over here. And one thing that I did notice was that the Voltz mod pack actually changed the flags, which is kind of lame. They used to be the blue creeper flags, just like my skin, which, by the way, I'm not wearing right now because I'm playing offline. So they basically changed it into the Steve head, which I think isn't as good as the creeper one. The creeper one was kind of better. So if they could, that would be really awesome if they could bring that back. Alright, now I'm parking my buggy because I'm done fueling it, so I can park it right over here. Okay, almost there. This is one of the most challenging parts, is parking it evenly, because it always tends to move around even if you're not pressing any buttons, if you just hop in. So I know this isn't even, but we're going to be taking the buggy anyways because we're going to have to go back to the server lobby once I finish touring this whole base. So as you can see over here, I've got new laser turrets. Laser turrets are always the best because they have really long range, and I can hear them right now. Alright, so one of them just took care of something. These have really long range compared to the gun turrets, which also, by the way, I figured out how to use. But personally, I prefer to use these because they use electricity and they don't drop shells everywhere. So that's really nice, especially for the top of the base, which is right over here, the parking and everything. So right now we're going to go ahead and get some zombies. How about that? We always like zombies. Zombies! We're going to spawn some zombies, and I'm going to show you guys how effective this thing is. So let's begin. It doesn't always get them, so let me just take care of the last two zombies. Sometimes there are blind spots in the thing. Alright, so you can pretty much see that this system is very effective, other than the few blind spots, which really shouldn't be any problem because players usually don't utilize these blind spots and they would be trapped either way, because if they moved, they would get blasted by the ones outside as well. So these two over here have the whole base covered, and I've pretty much worked it out so that there are no possible ways to break in without getting shot by the lasers. So this is effective against both mobs and hostile players who want to destroy the base. Now down here you may notice, wow, we've got a lot of changes. Yep, we did. We have this whole new organization system over here where I've got my chests over here. One of these is for the rule books, the copies of the rule books, just in case someone steals them or just forgets to return them. So I have both rule books over here, and of course I also have my ender chest, which collects the tolls and charges from both the petrol station and the toll plaza. Maybe we might add some more things or shops or something like that, I don't know, but if we do, we can always use the ender chest. Okay, so apparently there's more mobs here. Let me just change it over to daytime so it's easier and we don't have to hear the lasers interrupting us every few minutes. So over here is the ME terminal. Now, this is also a separate mod that came in the mod pack. So, right over here, I have my whole thing. This is basically like a computer, kind of. The main component of the computer is right over here. Of course, I have the CPUs inside. These are all heat vents surrounding it, and I have the pattern programmer. And in case you don't know what the ME terminal is is basically a thing that allows you to auto craft stuff. And by auto craft, I don't mean it's going to just craft a bunch of like 225 chests or something like that. What I mean is it has stored craft recipes, so you can craft it anytime. And this is basically like a giant computer. So over here we have a bunch of memory drives. Here we have 4K of storage. We have 1K of storage. I use varying amounts of storage because I don't really need that much. But then again, I always like to keep a plentiful supply just in case. And over here is the terminal itself. Right over there is the control box. And over here is the pattern encoder. So if I want to create a pattern, I just encode it over here and then put it into the terminal. And over here, if you guys don't know what this table does, this is for power armor, which I used to have, but now I don't have it anymore because I was doing some stuff with the hazmat suit, and I had to take it off. So I'm going to be using it during the battle and during the gameplay itself. So right over here is my table and everything, where I will be able to edit stuff. Of course, over there's the ladder to get on this place because we will be playing in survival. And in case you guys have not seen this thing before, this is an oxygen compressor. Well, it's actually a series of things that run into an oxygen compressor. Over here, of course, is a coal generator, which generates heat from coal. It gets powered into a battery box, which also powers this fan that takes the oxygen from the surrounding air and compresses it through this oxygen pipe over here. And that over there, the copper wire, leads to the power supply. And in case you guys haven't seen these turrets, these are the gun turrets. I finally figured out how they work because I wasn't able to figure out where the bullets were, but I found out that they are actually, you can use infinity bullets, which is really nice because you never have to reload. However, these aren't as nice as the laser turrets because laser turrets have unlimited ammo all the time and they don't drop shells. So I know this one does have unlimited ammo, but it does drop shells, so it's kind of annoying, and it doesn't have as good of a range as the laser turrets. So let me just do a little quick demonstration. See, as you can see, we've dropped plenty of shells. We dropped 4 so far. And if there's a bunch of zombies or a bunch of players or someone's trying to run around, then it kind of gets painful because you have to go around and pick all this stuff up. Because in Voltz, usually it takes forever for stuff that you drop or just gets dropped to disappear. So, now that I've shown you guys the main part of the base, the whole lobby of the base, I also have a laser turret over here for long range, and one over there as well to adequately protect the staircase. And over there, of course, is the tower. We've been up there plenty of times, so that shouldn't be too complicated. Anyway, basically I made a new part of the base, which right in here is the farm. And I also have an unlimited water supply, or actually an infinite water supply, and an infinite lava supply. So, walking into here, we have an underground farm. I was planning on doing 2 rows of 32 so I could get 64, because as you can see over here, you could just walk by and you can hit all of these off to harvest them. And once you get to the end, which by the way, water is underneath this slab over here, and once you get to the end, all you do is turn around, gather more, and then you can just go back one more time and replant the seeds. However, I do not have enough space, and I would have run out of the mountain if I had done a row of 32 and then the other row of 32 coming back. But as you can see, it's really nice and seemed to work out because everything's growing. I've got the refined glowstone up here, so all of this is growing. This room actually has wheat. The other room, actually there's 4 rooms, so this room over here has potatoes, which potatoes are always good because they grow really fast. And in this room I have carrots. I can use carrot on a stick so that I can use a saddle and ride a pig in case I can't find a horse, which, oh wait, never mind. Voltz doesn't use horses, but you can do a carrot on a stick to ride a pig anywhere if you don't want to use the buggies. And of course here I have my melons. So this is pretty much my small farm over here. This is very good because in times of battle, you don't want your crop to just be outside, and you don't want to risk going outside to harvest stuff and replant stuff because it can get stolen or someone could just attack you. So here it is in my base, safe and secure. Of course I have laser turrets on the other side as well, protecting it, so I don't have anyone sneaking in. And I've also got a new place up here, which is the kitchen, because if I got food, I obviously have to cook it somewhere. So over here I've got electric furnaces over here, and I've got an infinite battery, and of course I got my dispenser refrigerator over here. Just some nice cabinets over here with the buttons that really don't do anything. I've got a tripwire hook that looks kind of like a faucet, so I decided to use it on these 2, what are they called? Cauldrons, there we go. I decided to use them on the cauldrons, and of course over here I have lava in these furnaces, and these are just standard furnaces. And over here I have the eating area with these little benches over here, and a table where you can just place cake or whatever and eat. So that's really not much to it. It's just a standard base thing that I have for my entire battle base. However, I'm not going to be starting this off with a battle. Of course, we're going to have to get to know each other, have all the players have like a greeting and everything. And I don't want to do like right off the bat a battle. If something escalates to a battle, we can have a battle. However, we're going to start it off with friendly pretty much all around the server. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take you guys back. I'm going to show you guys something really special that I have waiting for everyone when they join the server. It is a really nice show, and it's at the server lobby, of course. Alright, so we are back at the server lobby, and there was one thing that I forgot to mention, which at the base I had a deuterium extractor for the fusion reactor. However, that wasn't really significant. All it did was extract deuterium from a little 2x2 square over here. So I'll show you guys next season once I get everything up and running. But it wasn't really that major, and I actually can't get it to work right now for some reason. I don't know why, but right now we're going to be doing a really cool fireworks show now that it's night. So that was actually the surprise, the fireworks show. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys all of the fireworks that I made, and I'm going to launch them over here. Hope you guys like the show, and right now we're going to do a little test run. It looks cool, right? Alright, so that's all for this episode and this season. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the series, and don't forget to mind that like button if you already didn't do so, and join us next season in August where the server will be set up and running. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll leave you guys with an awesome fireworks display.